Welcome back to another episode of Life in the Urban City podcast. I'm your host, Paul Hudak, and I'm blessed to be here again to just pour into you guys and to share the stories of some of our local youth and what's been going on in their lives. I want to give a big shout out and thank you to all of our sponsors out there that have been riding with us and giving us the ability to do what we're doing in the community. And just you guys who are listening, it's just thank you so much for all that you have done, because without you, continual listeners, we wouldn't be able to keep putting out this kind of material for you guys to learn and glean from. And so today I have the blessing and the privilege to be talking to one of our longtime mentees, Anthony Rios. He's been here with us for a while, and he's got an amazing story, and I can't wait to dive in and share it with you guys. So Anthony, thank you for coming today.
Thank you for having me here.
No problem, man. So, how long have you been a part of Justice for Youth?
I say for about a year and a half or two.
And you've known me for about a year then, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and so we've been just chopping it up, hanging out, going to Laker games, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, who's your favorite player with the Lakers right now?
Right now, I gotta be Kuzma, man.
Kyle Kuzma, yeah. And so, because I know you so well, you have just an amazing story, and we just want to focus on the fatherlessness of your story. And so just for those who don't know, you just kind of share your story, like how did you grow up? When did you realize that you were considered to be fatherless, and what did that mean to you?
The first time I found out that I didn't have a father was when I started going to elementary, and I think I was in kinder. Yeah, I was in kinder, and I would always call my grandpa Dad, like I call him Papa in Spanish. And people would tell me, why are you calling that guy your dad? He's not your dad, he's old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I would just be like, well, yeah, he's my dad. And they're like, no, we're talking about your real dad. Where's he at? Then I was like, wow, then I don't know.
Yeah. And so who did you lived with your grandpa then, and who else?
Well, when I first crossed the border over here from Michoacan, it was just me and my grandma and my grandpa. My mom was still over there.
Okay. And did you ever realize that did your mom ever come over from Michoacan to the United States as well, or?
Yeah, she came like a week or two later.
Okay. And so it was at what age did you come over? Do you know? Do you remember?
I was young enough to know what was going on.
Okay. Wow, that's crazy. And so when you were told, like, man, that's not your dad, what did that make you feel? Like, did it hit you a certain way? Like, no, he's my dad. Did you try to argue with the kids, like beat them up? Like, no, man, don't tell me who my dad is.
Nah, I was just like, wow, well, I didn't really understand what was going on because I was like, Dad.
Yeah.
You know?
This is my dad. This is what I know as a dad. Yes. Okay. That's crazy. And so have you ever met your dad to this point in time in your life?
I never got a note, never heard his voice, don't know who he is, never seen a picture or nothing.
Okay. Have you ever asked your mom about that or anything? Were you ever curious as to what's going on about that?
I actually heard a lot of stories from him, but nothing in particular.
Yeah. And so do you ever have the interest to go out and find him one day, or is that not really on your mind?
I did once when I was young, but at this point it's just it's whatever's,
Okay.
Things happen.
And then just not knowing your father, has that led you to live a certain life, think a certain way, being challenged in the fact, what does it mean to be a man?
Well, yeah, because he's supposed to be the man in the house, you know, and he wasn't there, so my mom had to be on welfare and all that, trying to do everything on her own. And that made me feel, because I was also the eldest from my brother. Right now he's 10, my little sister, but she has a heart transplant. She is about to be 15. And so I felt like I was the eldest, so I had to be the man in the house. So I had to really go out there and hustle, make money in ways that I didn't have to,
Yeah.
But I had to follow that route in order to put money in my mom's purse without her knowing.
Okay. At what age did you start doing that?
I say when I was 9.
9 years old? How would you be going around trying to make some money?
Well, I actually met somebody, and he just came to me because, like, I seen people in school that would have, like, nice shoes, nice clothes.
Yeah.
They telling me, oh, yeah, we went to, like, I don't know, Disneyland. We went out here to this. And I would just be like, damn, like, I wonder how that feels, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't even get a good pair of shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the most expensive shoe when I was young I had was a $10 shoe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that, like, made me hustle. Like, they would tell me, go take this package to a certain place. We'll give you this amount.
Mm-hmm.
And then from then on, I started seeing easy money.
Yeah.
You know what? My mom, she didn't even know, put money right there. My grandpa didn't know, put money in his wallet.
Okay. Wow. When I was 9 years old, so that was like, what, 4th grade, 5th grade for you?
Around there.
Yeah, like 4th grade, man. I was playing video games on my computer or just playing basketball outside. I can never imagine, trying to make some money for my family and supporting my family. So just mad respect to you in that way. And so you started that at 9 years old. How old are you right now?
Now I'm 18.
18. And what do you do now?
Right now, as a job?
Mm-hmm. As a job, are you still going to school? Or what?
I just graduated.
Mm-hmm.
School-wise, I am trying to go to school, but there's a lot of things I have to do because now I'm a dad.
Yeah.
And I have to be able to bring money.
Mm-hmm.
But this time, I'm trying to do it the right way.
Yeah.
To be able to teach my daughter and be there for my daughter the way my dad wasn't there for me.
Yeah. So when you found out that your girlfriend was pregnant, how did that make you feel the first time? Because now you you're going to be a dad, but you never really had a dad in your life, like your true father. So how did that make you feel, man?
I was actually I was scared, nervous, excited. And I was really happy. And then I was like, you know what? I got this.
Yeah.
Because I was like, well, my dad wasn't there. Maybe I could do better than him.
Mm-hmm.
I could prove my mom that, you know what? I made a man of myself.
Yeah.
I didn't need him.
Mm-hmm. There's only one way to go up, right?
Yeah.
You're just going forward from there. Okay. Yeah. And so do you mind sharing with the listeners about your baby daughter, Azealia?
Well, when she was still in her mom's womb, they said everything was going well. That her heart was well. She was a really healthy and active baby. When it was time for her to be in labor, they ended up saying they couldn't find her heart for 3 minutes.
Wow.
So they didn't know what to do, a C-section or what,
Mm-hmm.
So from then on, I was really nervous. I was scared. I was like, dude, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
And they kept pushing me back. And when she was born, she came out and they said she wasn't breathing as well.
Mm-hmm.
That her percentage of breathing is supposed to be on the 90s, and her percentage was on the 60s.
Okay.
So it kept going down every time. And they said that we were losing her, so they took her downstairs. And I think it's NICU or ICU, something like that.
Yeah.
I get confused with all those. But they took her downstairs, and it was sad because the baby wasn't even able to stay in the room with us because they didn't know what was going on. So they took her downstairs. The next day, they told us that there was a vein or something like that, a tube that sends blood to her lungs that was really thin, and it's supposed to be thick, so she wasn't receiving blood. She wasn't receiving oxygen, so she was also really pale.
Mm-hmm.
They sent us to Orange County. They said they couldn't do nothing about it. So right after that, they ended up sending us all the way to San Francisco. We had no money. We didn't know nobody.
Yeah.
So once we got out the plane, we had to find a way to the hospital, and it was miles away.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was pretty crazy because once we got there, the baby didn't look like our baby. She looked really different. Her face was really puffy. Her arms were really swollen. She was really pale. They did the heart surgery and they told us, we just want to let you know your daughter has a 50% chance of making it.
Mm-hmm.
when she got out, they told us everything was well. When we were about to go up, they told us that she had passed away.
Yeah.
And
Sorry, man.
when we went up there to go see her, they just told us, well, just come in here and try to like spend some time with her. If you guys want your family to come, tell them to come. But how were they able to go if like they stay all the way out here, Pomona? So likely my girlfriend Jasmine's parents were able to go out there and some of her family members. And 30 minutes later, they said the baby was back. Her heart was pumping. They put her on this machine that was helping the heart send blood all over her body. But they had it with their chest open. So when we would see her with like everything inside. We see everything inside her chest. We see her heart pumping and everything. And so yeah, they just said that they were gonna put stitches. And
yeah. So I mean, now she's how old?
She's 4 months.
She's 4 months old. She's doing a lot better, and it's just amazing to see the growth of. I mean, because when did you meet Eric Vasquez in the Justice for Youth program?
I was actually going to school at Village Academy, and I got kicked out because they said I took a weapon to school, which I didn't.
Yeah.
So they sent me to Park West, which is like right behind
Village. Yeah, they're neighboring schools. I mean, Park West is our continuation school in the Pomona Unified School District, right?
Yeah, they sent me there, and I saw I was getting in trouble. I was talking back to the teachers and not even going to class, and I would always ditch and all that. So my counselor, she was like, I'm going to introduce you to somebody called Eric. He runs a nonprofit, Justice for Youth and all that. And I thought it was like counseling or like those people that just try to know about me and like just keep trying to take information out of me, you know?
Yeah.
And so I was like, nah, I'm good. Then I was like, you know what? I'm going to just give it a try. So she took me and I met him right there.
Yeah. And so, I mean, because you've been growing ever since we've known you, about 2.5 years through Justice for Youth. And what would you say to those who are experiencing some of the difficulties of being fatherless, of not knowing what to do with their life? They feel they're disenfranchised. They don't really have a direction in their life because they don't have anyone to guide them. What would you say to them about, doing a program like Justice for Youth where they can mentor, give them a healthy role model to look after?
Tell them don't give up. Just keep their head up, There's always going to be something out there better than where you are.
Yeah.
And I would tell them to come to Justice for Youth because it's a good place where they mentor us, inspire us, and make sure that we always get up, dust ourselves off, and continue on with life in a better and positive way.
Yeah.
And they're always going to be there. Like with me and Eric, I remember my mom kicked me out. I was outside in the street for like a week or two, and I texted him like at 4 a.m. This dude came to pick me up, and I was like, "Nah, I'm good." He was like, hey, "Come on, bro," and then he just scooped me up, took me to his pad. So, like right there, I know it's something more than just a mentor. It's like they're starting to get into like brotherships, family.
Yeah.
Would
you look up and say like Eric would be like a father figure to you now, and like how you're trying to live to your baby and try to like be a role model to her and be a positive father figure like you never had, or like Eric is to his kids and his family?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And what would you say to teen dads out there across the world? Like what has been motivating you to push through, because you've never had a father figure really in your life except for your grandfather, and now Eric. What would you say to them, to push through why they should be there for their daughters or their sons' lives?
That to always stick there for their kids, whether if it's a boy or a girl, like any person can make a baby.
Yeah.
But like only a real man can always be there to be able to raise them. Teach them responsibilities that are stronger than just a woman teaching her part.
Yeah.
It has to be, you both made it together. You both have to like try to raise the baby without making problems out of it.
Yeah. Oh man. I'm just so blessed to see the growth, and I'm just proud of you, Anthony, for all that you've done for being there for your family, for your baby daughter, just being the father that you've never had for yourself. I just want to thank you, everyone out there, for listening and being a part of our podcast and giving the support to us, because without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. If you have any questions that you want us to gear directly to Anthony about being a teen father, just shoot us an email at info@ju4y.org, and so we could just reach those out to him and maybe bring them back to answer those questions for you guys. Just thank you so much for tuning in, and enjoy your week.